what I'm doing anymore. It's Friday, everybody. I think I do that bigger and bigger every time. I don't know. So we're going to start off here talking about who? Boy Meets World. Ben Savage. Oh, yeah. Ben Savage is in the news, but not for what you think about. You would think that Ben Savage, you think, oh, they're doing some more Girl Meets World because, you know, he did the original show Boy Meets World. They had the reboot about his daughter, him and Topanga's daughter, and it was Girl Meets World. But no, we're not talking about Boy Meets World. We're not talking about Girl Meets World. We're talking about Ben Savage, the man himself. And what's he doing? Well, apparently he's running for Congress. So he gained all this momentum and this fandom back in the 90s for Boy Meets World. But according to the papers today, he filed with the Federal Election Commission to run for Congress as a Democrat, which is very interesting. You would think, what does he know about being in politics? Well, apparently he's actually trying to get into the 30th district seat currently occupied by Representative Adam Schiff, who might be stepping down, a Democrat from Burbank. So Schiff is expected to run for the U.S. Senate, actually, and that's why he's probably going to step down from being representative. So Savage sees this opportunity. He's like, hey, that sounds good. It's time for Boy Meets Congress. That sounds like a great new show, or a reality, I guess it would be. So, and so Savage actually ran for a seat in West Hollywood before to be on the city council, and he lost. And so I think he's been trying to get into politics. He actually interned with the U.S. Senator Arlene Specter, a Republican from Pennsylvania, back in 2003, which was a requirement for completing his studies in political science in Stanford. So, he went from acting, kind of doing some political science, back to acting with Girl Meets World, but now he wants to venture back into that world. I wish him the best of luck. It's a crazy time in politics to have Boy Meets Congress, but maybe this is something that'll work out. It seems like in politics, a lot of times people have this momentum from TV shows. Look at Ronald Reagan. The fact that, look at Donald Trump, the fact that you're a celebrity like that and you have that notoriety before and people that are already on board with you, that maybe you'll get the votes. So, okay, we hear about this. Okay, we got Ben Savage, Boy Meets World. Now, Jake, we'll start with you today. So you probably know him pretty well from Boy Meets World when we were kids. It's a big hit TV show. They did like 10 seasons. What do you think about Ben Savage running for Congress? Do you think that's smart, or do you think he should stick to TV?
Well, I mean, let's see.
Mm-hmm. Right?
We know he can play a successful character, right? Like, he was good at that job. He went to school for political science, right? So what has he been doing in the meantime? Has he used that degree from that point on? He tried in West Hollywood and didn't get it. Now, just because you don't win a seat doesn't mean you're uneducated. It's an election. It's an elected position. It's not like you automatically get a job when you go to school for political science if you're running for an elected spot. So I don't know enough about what he's like. Where does he stand on issues that are going on?
What do you think about the idea, though, of like an actor actually running for political office? Because people go back and forth about this. Like I said before, they're in the public limelight already, so people recognize them. They know them. They have kind of a fan base already, so you would think they'll get the votes. But then there's a lot of people that are like, hey, stay in your lane. Where do you fall? Do you think he should, just stick to being entertainment? Or do you think that it's fine that he takes that, that following he has and tries to run for Congress?
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame him for trying. I mean, there's a certain element of stay in your lane, right? But
yeah,
if he is classically trained, and he wants to give it a shot, that's why not? And then, obviously there's going to be a little bit of, he's going to have to prove his merit to a lot of people. He's going to be under a lot more scrutiny for everything he's done.
Yeah.
So if he's ready to take on that burden of being under a microscope, like hardcore under a microscope, then if he's got the Bojangles hanging low enough to do it, go for it.
Well, I think also it's going to be funny because, the thing is, being a public figure like this and 10 seasons of a show plus everything else he's done, they could definitely have a lot of sound bites that he could be saying anything pretty much and use it against him.
He sure could. Well, unless they,
about Hollywood.
Unless they can prove that it was the writer and he didn't actually want that line,
Yeah, You never know. It's a weird.
It's gonna be hard for him to separate from that. Yeah.
Yeah. If
I see what you're
anything,
saying.
maybe he'll just do a TV show afterwards called, I guess, that Boy Goes to Congress, or Boy Meets Congress, Boy Meets Washington.
Yeah.
Sabrina,
Mr.
you
Smith,
hear about this?
or what is it? Yeah.
Yeah, it could be. What was this character? Corey Matthews, right?
Corey
Mr. Matthews.
Yeah.
Mr. Matthews goes to Washington.
Mhm.
You never know.
Mr. Matthews
It
goes
kind
to
of sounds like the Jimmy Stewart movie. Mr. Smith goes to Washington.
It's
Only if
terrible.
Feeney's the president.
Sabrina, you hear about this. What do you think? Do you think that this is a smart move, or do you think that, a lot of people say, like, if you're an actor and you're in that kind of, entertainment industry, that you shouldn't run for office. You should keep your politics to yourself and do your acting job. Do you fall in line with that? Or do you think this is fine to use his fandom as a way to springboard himself into politics?
I mean, I think you're being a little bit generous with the word fandom. Like, I think like there are a ton of people in the world who have no idea who this fucking guy is. Like, honestly, I know of him. I know of the show, but I certainly never watched 1 minute of Boy Meets World in my life.
You probably know his brother really well.
I do. He actually directed me on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. He's a wonderful person. My point is, I don't think there's enough people, especially older demographic, that really would know him as the actor from Boy Meets World, first of all. Second of all, Burbank, California, that district that he's running for is highly Democratic. Very, very, very Democratic area.
Yeah.
So whoever the chosen Democrat, basically, that is going to run is probably going to win. So if he is,
good chance,
who the Democratic Party is picking to be in that slot, and he's running like kind of unopposed by other Democrats, like if he's the only Democrat on the ticket, he'll probably win. Now, I mean, if for an actor, like let's say someone just decided to go into politics because they felt like it, I mean, the thing is, do they know what they're doing, right? So he went to Stanford, which is a spectacular university. He graduated in 2004 with a poli-sci degree. So I would give him a shot. I would like to know what he stands for, what he wants to do, what he wants to accomplish, like what his goals are. But I'm definitely not opposed to it. And I think that if someone is qualified, I don't care what they did before, they absolutely should have a chance. I mean, we have people like Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert in Congress. Lauren Boebert literally got her GED while she was running for Congress. So I'm sure he is leaps and bounds over many people who are already elected and walking the halls of Congress. So I say go Ben Savage.
Well, that's the thing too. It's at least he's actually studied. That goes a long way. A lot of these people who run can just run off a whim,
And
so at least he's actually been pushing
Stanford
towards it. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But the thing is, for me, it's like, hopefully he does have something he stands for. I would think that as soon as you announce being a public figure like this, and of course you say like, maybe a lot of people don't know Ben Savage. I feel like a lot of people do, but if they, somebody, yeah, well, yeah. I mean, there's definitely people that know who he is, but I would think that by actually filing this, that you would put a statement out along with it, and there's no statement yet from him, but you think you would put something out there too, be like, I'm running because of X, Y, and Z, and he hasn't done that yet. Maybe he'll put something out in the coming days that he's announced. He just registered. That goes, you have to register first, then you can kind of start your campaign and all that. So that makes sense that maybe there's nothing, but for me, being the figure that he is, like, I would think that he would at least put something out the same day. Like, hey guys, boy is going to Washington, or something like that, have fun with it, like I'm doing, like, Boy Meets Congress. I think you have fun with it.
I personally would not like any of those antics. I would be like, this guy is a tool. Like, it should be completely separate. You know what I mean? It should be completely separate. Don't bring your Nickelodeon show to the halls of, like, that's ridiculous. Please.
It was TGIF, I think, right?
I don't know. Was it?
It was at that
TGIF
time.
was like Alf and like.
Well, no,
Perfect
TGIF.
Strangers.
No, it kept changing. Like Family Matters was TGIF, which was way past Elf.
Oh yeah,
step by step. So there's a lot.
I don't know. I'm old. Boy Meets World means nothing to me. That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
Go Ben Savage.
I like Boy Meets World. He seems like he's a good guy. I worked on that Girl Meets World one time. I was just like a couple days, and he was really nice. It was really quick. It was like a couple. It's those sitcoms. You're in and you're out so fast. It's
Which
like
channel
you barely
was that on?
That was on Disney. Yes. Yeah. Which is different because
I'm Googling where it was from. Hold on.
I think wasn't Boy Meets World Disney too? With Flash
Forward
and all that
I thought it was
stuff?
Disney or Nickelodeon.
I think
It
it
might
was
have been-
with like Flash Forward and on Disney. Yeah.
But Boy Meets
don't know.
World was a huge show, and then like I said, Girl Meets World. It didn't go as long, of course, but they did it for a couple seasons, and it was a good concept. I guess it makes sense. You have you have the kids come in like they're doing with that '90s show right now. They're trying that to kind of spin off of that '70s show, which
70s.
which a little bit of I watch. I'm kind of like, Red's great. It's they're just like the couple are great, but like the new kids, I'm like.
Yeah, and Ashton Kutcher's little cameo was also, and Mila Kunis, not great.
Yeah,
Not great.
We'll see.
Also, Brian, you were right. It was on ABC. I don't know if that's TGIF, but it was on originally aired on ABC.
Yeah, I thought it was on one of the bigger
It was a
ones, and then
network. I don't know if it's that or not.
yeah, but now they moved over to Disney, but we'll see. This is just something small that came up. So, what's everybody think about it? Are you excited about Ben Savage running for Congress, or does it not matter to you at all? And you're just like, who's Ben Savage? Let us know. Leave some comments. We're gonna move on because we gotta keep going. Keep going.